Job interviews, they're like first dates, except your future depends on them. And just like first dates, there are those dreaded questions that make you sweat a little. What's your biggest weakness? Has got to be up there. Why do interviewers ask this? Are they trying to sabotage us? No, not really. They're trying to gauge your self awareness. Everyone has weaknesses. It's how you handle them that matters. They want to see if you can recognize areas for improvement that you are actively working on. Think of it like this: they're not looking for perfect, they're looking for potential. So the next time you're faced with this question, don't panic. It's not a trap, it's an opportunity. An opportunity to show that you're self aware, proactive, and always looking to level up. Now, let's talk about how to actually answer this question. Now, you know why they ask about weaknesses. But how do you choose which weakness to share? The key is to be strategic. Pick a weakness that's relevant to the job, but not a deal breaker. For example, if you're applying for a writing job, don't say you struggle with grammar and punctuation unless you want to be shown the door. Instead, you could say you sometimes get caught up in the details and miss deadlines. See the difference? You're acknowledging a weakness, but also highlighting your strengths, your attention to detail, and passion for your work. It's all about finding that sweet spot. Another pro tip: choose a weakness you're actively working on. This shows that you're proactive and committed to self-improvement. Remember, honesty is key. You're allowed to put your best foot forward, even when discussing your flaws. Let's be real, nobody enjoys talking about their weaknesses. But here's the thing: it doesn't have to be a negative experience. You can actually turn this question into an opportunity to highlight your strengths. How? With the magic of positive framing. Positive framing is like putting a positive spin on things. Think of it like this: instead of saying I'm bad at public speaking, you could say I'm working on becoming a more confident public speaker. See the difference? The first one screams weakness, while the second one whispers growth mindset. Here are a few phrases to help you reframe your weaknesses. Number 1, I'm working on this challenge. Number 2, I'm committed to improving my challenge. Number 3, I've recently taken steps to address this challenge. By focusing on the positive steps you're taking, you're showing the interviewer that you're not afraid of challenges and are always looking to improve. It's like turning a lemon into lemonade, except instead of lemonade, it's a job offer. Talking about your weaknesses is one thing, but showing how you've grown from them is impressive. It's like telling someone you used to be afraid of the dark, but then you started sleeping with a nightlight. It shows initiative. When discussing your weakness, be prepared to provide specific examples of how you've worked on it. Did you take a course? Read a book? Ask for feedback from a colleague? Share those wins. For example, let's say your weakness is time management. You could say, I used to struggle with time management, but I've started using a planner and prioritizing tasks, which has significantly improved my productivity. See? You've acknowledged your weakness, shown that you're taking steps to improve, and even quantified your progress. Look, I get it. Job interviews can feel like a performance. You're trying to present the best version of yourself, even if that version only exists in your head. But here's the thing: people can spot a phony a mile away. So, while it's important to be strategic, don't forget to be genuine. When discussing your weaknesses, be honest with yourself and the interviewer. Don't try to downplay them or pretend they don't exist. Acknowledge them, own them, and then show how you're working on them. Remember, everyone has weaknesses. It's what makes us human. The key is to show that you're aware of yours and are actively trying to improve. So take a deep breath, be yourself, and let your honesty shine through. It'll make you a much more memorable and relatable candidate. Let's get real with some examples. Remember, the goal is to be honest, positive, and specific. Here are a few good and bad answers to get you started.
Number 1. I sometimes struggle with delegating tasks because I want to make sure everything is done perfectly. However, I'm learning to trust my team more and delegate effectively. I've started using project management tools and providing clear instructions to ensure everyone is on the same page.
Number 2. I'm a perfectionist, which means I sometimes work too hard and forget to take breaks. This is a classic example of trying to disguise a strength as a weakness. Don't do it.
Number 3. I'm not naturally a public speaker, but I've been taking steps to improve my communication skills. I recently joined Toastmasters and have been practicing giving presentations. I'm also working on being more concise and engaging in my delivery.
Number 4, I'm a people pleaser and sometimes I say yes to too many things. Again, trying to make a strength sound like a weakness. Plus, this answer lacks any concrete examples of how you're addressing the issue.
Remember, these are just examples. Your answers will depend on your individual experiences and the specific job you're applying for. The key is to tailor your response to the situation and showcase your self-awareness and growth mindset. We've all been there. You're in the hot seat, the interviewer asks you about your weaknesses, and your mind goes blank. You start sweating, stammering, and wishing you hadn't worn that itchy sweater. To avoid this awkward situation, it's crucial to practice your answers beforehand. Think of it like preparing for a stand-up routine. Practice your answers out loud, either to yourself, a friend, or even your pet. The more you rehearse, the more natural and confident you'll sound. Remember, you don't want to memorize a script word for word. The goal is to be conversational and genuine. Use your practice sessions to get comfortable talking about your weaknesses in a positive and constructive way. Here's a secret weapon: confidence. It can make or break an interview. Even if you've got a killer resume and impeccable credentials, if you lack confidence, it shows. And guess what? Confidence extends beyond just the words you say. It's about your entire presence, your body language, your tone of voice, your energy. When discussing your weaknesses, maintain eye contact, sit up straight, and speak clearly and concisely. Avoid fidgeting, mumbling, or looking down at your shoes. Remember, you're not there to apologize for your flaws, but to showcase your self-awareness and growth potential. Think of it like this. You're not just answering a question, you're telling a story about your journey, your challenges, and your triumphs. And every good story needs a confident narrator. Sometimes the interviewer might throw you a curveball and ask follow-up questions about your weakness. Don't panic. This is actually a good sign. It means they're genuinely interested in learning more about you. The key here is to stay calm, collected, and continue the conversation. Provide specific examples, elaborate on your thought process, and demonstrate your willingness to learn and grow. For example, they might ask, "Can you give me an example of a time when this weakness affected your work?" Don't shy away from sharing a specific situation, but always end on a positive note by highlighting what you learned and how you've improved since then. Remember, it's not about being perfect, but about being authentic and showing that you're constantly striving to be better. Here's the thing about weaknesses. They're not just something to dread in job interviews. They're an inherent part of being human. But instead of viewing them as obstacles, why not see them as opportunities? Opportunities for growth, learning, and self-improvement. Use the insights you gain from preparing for interview questions to identify areas where you can genuinely improve. Take a course, read a book, seek mentorship, or step outside your comfort zone. The more you invest in your personal and professional development, the more confident and capable you'll become. Remember, life is a journey of continuous learning. Embrace your weaknesses, learn from them, and use them as fuel to propel yourself forward. The dreaded weakness question doesn't have to be a deal breaker. Remember, everyone has weaknesses. It's what makes us human. The key is to own them, learn from them, and use them as stepping stones to become the best version of ourselves. So, go out there, rock that interview, and show them what you're truly capable of. For more content like this, please hit the notification bell and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to share this video with others who might find it interesting. Thank you for watching.